Hi everyone, I'm Liangong Xiaozi, the designer of this Sakura Zongzi phone case. It's my honor to guide you through crocheting this piece. Let's start by crocheting the body section of the dumpling. After completing the crocheting, don't sew it together yet. Next, crochet the decorative flowers. Once the decorative flowers are finished, proceed with sewing. Finally, crochet these two decorative buds. The color scheme and some accessories shown in the video will match what's included in the actual kit. Let's begin by crocheting this triangular fabric piece for the body. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Leave the yarn tail slightly longer. Make an adjustable magic ring. Wrap the yarn twice around your middle and ring fingers. Insert the hook through both loops. Pull the yarn through. Chain 2 as the beginning chains for the half double crochet. These two chains don't count as a stitch. Next, work 15 half double crochets into the ring. The technique for half double crochet. Yarn over and insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Beginners who can't find the stitch, we mark the first half double crochet position. We've completed 1 half double crochet. Continue working 14 more half double crochets into the ring. Let's demonstrate the half double crochet method again. Yarn over and insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over, draw through all loops in once. Yarn over and insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Continue crocheting. A total of 15 half double crochets. The following method repeats the same. We won't explain further. 15 half double crochets completed. The beginning chain. These 2 chains form a post like this. This post doesn't count as a stitch. Then we start counting from the second post. There are 15 posts in total. Then pull the ring tight. We pull this yarn tail. We'll see a loop moving. Then pull that loop. When pulling the loop that didn't move earlier, it will tighten. Then pull the small hole in the middle all the way tight at once. Finally, pull this yarn tail. Tighten all the loops. At the stitch marker position, slip stitch into the first half double crochet. Slip stitch into the stitch with the marker. Remove the stitch marker. Pass through with the crochet hook. Pull the yarn through. Directly pull through the loop on the hook. This is our slip stitch. Cut the middle yarn tail directly. For those who have trouble finding stitches, remember to mark with a stitch marker. Chain 3 to start round 2. Place a stitch marker at the 3rd chain. And chain 1 more. There are 4 chains at the beginning. Work 1 back loop double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Work 1 back loop double crochet in each stitch. The technique for back loop double crochet. Yarn over and insert the hook. Start from the stitch where you just slip stitched. From the wrong side. From under this loop. Insert the hook like this. From under both loops. Then yarn over to the left under both loops. Pass the hook through. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. This completes 1 back loop double crochet. Let me demonstrate again. Yarn over. This time from where you pulled out the needle. Insert the hook under the V shape of the second stitch. Then yarn over to the left under the next V shape. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. Work a total of 5 back loop double crochets. Yarn over and insert the hook. Wrap the yarn to the left and pass through. Pull the yarn through. Pull through 2 loops. Then pull through 2 loops again. Continue crocheting. Work a total of 5 back loop double crochets. 5 back loop double crochets completed. Chain 1, mark under this chain stitch. Work 1 back loop double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Chain 1. Mark it. Then 5 back loop double crochets. The 5th back loop double crochet. We pass through this stitch. There's a stitch at this position. And this is the beginning chain. Insert the hook here. Through this small post, we go through both loops. To work a back loop double crochet, slip stitch into the top of the third beginning chain. The hook passes through 2 loops, and there's another loop on the wrong side. Pull the yarn through, pass through the loops on the hook. We'll also place a marker under the first starting chain. After completing the second round, the fabric will form 3 corners, meaning 3 marker positions and 3 sides. Next we'll work at these 3 corner positions, and along the 3 sides, slip stitch forward for the third round, slip stitch under the first chain, chain 3. Place a marker at the third chain position. These 3 chains count as 1 stitch. The chains from the previous 2 rounds were not counted as stitches. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, then chain 1 more. Now we have 4 chains total. At the chain space of the first chain, work 2 double crochets. The technique for double crochet: yarn over and insert the hook, pull through the yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through 2 loops again. Let's demonstrate again. The second double crochet: yarn over and insert the hook, pull through the yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, 2 double crochets completed. Now continue crocheting along this edge. At the first stitch, make a front post double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook from the right side of the post, and out through the left side. Let's take a look. There's a small hole here. There's a large space below. From this large space position, wrap the yarn out, thread through and wrap out like this. Check the wrong side. Pull the yarn through, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through 2 loops. This is a front post double crochet. The front post double crochet creates a raised stitch. Next, work a back post double crochet in the next stitch. Yarn over the hook. Similarly, come out from the right side of the large chain space. Then go in from the left side. Pull the yarn through, then draw through 2 loops. This is a back post double crochet. The back post double crochet is downward, meaning it dips inward. Repeat 1 front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet. Come out from the right side, wrap around from the left side, pull the yarn through 2 loops, then draw through 2 loops, yarn over and come out through the inside. Go in from the left side, pull the yarn through, draw through 2 loops, then draw through 2 loops, 1 stitch left. Work a front post double crochet on the last stitch. At the stitch marker position, which is under the chain stitch, work 2 double crochets, 1 chain. This chain is the corner position. Place a marker. Continue with 2 double crochets. The other side. We start from the first stitch. Work a front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet, 1 front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet. The last stitch on this side. Work a front post double crochet. Work 2 double crochets under the stitch marker at the chain stitch. 1 chain. Place a marker. 2 double crochets. On this side as well. Start from the first stitch with a front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet, 1 front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet. Now we reach the last stitch. This is the beginning chain, which doesn't count as a stitch, so there are 2 posts here. We treat these 2 posts as 1 stitch. Make a front post double crochet. Then at the starting chain position, make another double crochet. Slip stitch into the third beginning chain. This space is our first corner. The pattern is the same for each side. The corner pattern is identical for each corner. The corner position consists of 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. At the starting corner, there are 3 beginning chains here, counted as 1 double crochet. So when finishing, we add 1 double crochet at the beginning of each round for the 4th round. Slip stitch forward 1 stitch. Beginning of each round, slip stitch forward 1 stitch. At the beginning of each round for the 4th round, slip stitch forward 1 stitch, slip stitch under this chain, 3 chains, place a marker at the third chain position. The third chain position is where each round ends with a slip stitch. Make 1 chain. This chain we just made is equivalent to the chain at the corner position. Move the stitch marker up, move it to the corner position. Continue crocheting 2 double crochets at the chain position. After finishing, we reach the first stitch on this edge, starting from the first stitch on the edge, which is right after we finish 2 double crochets. The next stitch below, we start making a front post double crochet on this stitch. The next stitch, make a back post double crochet. This front post double crochet corresponds to the front post double crochet from the previous round. The back post double crochet corresponds to the back post double crochet from the previous round. At the position for the front post double crochet, make a front post double crochet. At the position for the back post double crochet, make a back post double crochet. These are the 2 double crochets from the previous round. Make a back post double crochet, a front post double crochet. The last stitch of this edge is always a front post double crochet. At the corner position, make 2 double crochets, 1 chain, make a marker, 2 double crochets. At the corner position, we always make 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. At the edge position, start from the first stitch, make a front post double crochet, a back post double crochet. When you reach the third stitch, it was already a front post double crochet in the previous round. We start from here, make a front post double crochet at the front post double crochet position, make a back post double crochet at the back post double crochet position. The last stitch, it is always a front post double crochet. At the corner position, work the corner pattern, 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. Start from the first stitch on the edge. It always begins with a front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet. Start from the third stitch on the edge. Make a front post double crochet at the front post double crochet position. Make a back post double crochet at the back post double crochet position. Starting from the third round, this beginning chain counts as 1 stitch, so the last front post double crochet is worked into this beginning chain. The first stitch on the edge is a front post double crochet. The last stitch is also a front post double crochet at the starting corner. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. We first made 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochets, which means we're still missing 1 double crochet, so we add 1 more double crochet at the end, so we add 1 more at the end, so we add 1 more double crochet at the end. Slip stitch into the third chain. When crocheting, work the corner pattern at corner positions. Work a front post double crochet at edge positions, a back post double crochet. The last stitch of the row is a front post double crochet. Let's demonstrate again. Slip stitch forward for round 4. 3 chains. These 3 chains count as a corner double crochet. Then mark at the third chain position. Make 1 chain, which counts as a corner chain. Mark this position. Remove this stitch marker. Work 2 double crochets at the corner. This counts as 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. At the edge position, start working at the first stitch on the edge. 1 front post double crochet, 1 back post double crochet. At the third stitch, it becomes a front post double crochet. Continue working front post double crochets on front post double crochets, and back post double crochets on back post double crochets, which means alternating between front post and back post double crochets, working this sequence repeatedly. Work each edge until the last stitch. It must be a front post double crochet. To work the stitch marker position, work the corner pattern under the chain. 2 double crochets. 1 chain. Mark the corner position. 2 double crochets. The first stitch of each edge always starts with a front post double crochet, followed by a back post double crochet, a front post double crochet, a back post double crochet. Repeat the crocheting. Continue the corner pattern at the corner position. Work the edge pattern along the edge. 2 double crochets. 1 chain. 2 double crochets. The spot under this chain is the corner position. Continue with a front post double crochet along the edge. A back post double crochet. The last stitch on the edge is always a front post double crochet. This is the starting corner. For this starting corner, we worked a double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet short. So we add 1 more double crochet at this starting corner. Remember to add this double crochet, otherwise our stitch count won't be enough. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain. Then repeat the pattern. Work the corner motif at the corner position. Work front post double crochets and back post double crochets along the edges. According to our previous demonstration, the first starting corner, remember to add 1 more double crochet at the last stitch. Continue crocheting. Keep working until the 10th round. 2 corner positions, which is this side between the 2 stitch markers. There are 37 stitches on this side. Start counting from this stitch. Each post counts as 1. Count all the way to this side. There are 37 in total. Count from here, including the first round in the middle. It's 10 rounds. We crochet a total of 10 rounds. Complete the remaining rounds on your own. The main part of the dumpling is crocheted to the 10th round. Do not break the yarn. Proceed to crochet the decorative flowers part. The decorative flowers consist of the first layer of petals, the second layer of petals, and the flower core in the middle. After completing the main part, no need to break the yarn. Let's crochet the flowers first. After finishing the flowers, then we'll sew them together. The circular pattern right in the center of the main part, which is from the circle formed by 15 half double crochets. Crochet a total of 15 slip stitches. Insert into any position. Draw the yarn through. Leave the yarn tail slightly longer. Then crochet 1 slip stitch in each stitch. Insert into the previous stitch. Pull the yarn through. Pull through the loops on the hook. That's 1 slip stitch. Then move forward. Crochet a total of 15 slip stitches. Enlarge the loop. Cut the yarn. Hook the outer yarn tail to the inside. Pass through from the side. Pull it inside. After pulling down, tie a knot to secure the 2 yarn tails. Once secured, use a sewing needle to weave in the yarn tail. Pick up strands along the same color loops. Sew and hide the yarn tail at this position. Both yarn tails use the same hiding method. For the first round of petals, we crochet on the stitch formed by the slip stitch. When crocheting, insert the hook into the full stitch position. Then for the second layer of petals, we work on the outer ring. Into the stitch of the half double crochet, pick up both loops of the outer ring layer. To insert the hook and crochet, insert the hook into any stitch. Remember that our crochet hook hook goes from the inside of the circle to the outside. Pull the yarn through, make 4 chain stitches, then pick up strands on the horizontal bars behind the 4 chains. Pick up 1 strand per loop. Pick up strands 4 times in total. On the 4th time, pick up a strand on this stitch. Thread through the stitch to pick up 1 strand. Now place the yarn tail on top of the hook. Weave it together while crocheting. After picking up, there are now 5 loops on your hook. Combine every 2 loops into 1 stitch. Crochet 4 times in total. The first row is completed. For the second row, make 1 chain stitch. Pick up strands on the same raised horizontal bar. Pick up 5 times in total. On the 5th time, pick up a strand in the first stitch. Combine every 2 loops once. Crochet 5 times in total. Second row is completed. On the 3rd row, pick up once in 1 loop. Pick up 5 strands in total. On the 5th time, pick out from the first stitch. Combine every 2 stitches once. Slip stitch forward 1 stitch on the 4th row. Pick up 1 loop in 1 stitch 4 times. On the 4th time, pick up in the 2nd stitch. Go through the 2nd stitch at the same time. Place the same strand over the hook. Wrap together and crochet. Combine every 2 loops once. Combine 4 times. Chain 1 to start the 5th row. Begin from the chain stitch. Pick up 1 loop in 1 stitch. Pick up 5 loops. On the 5th time, pick up in the 3rd stitch. Combine every 2 stitches once. Combine 5 times. On the 6th row, pick up 1 loop in 1 stitch 5 times. Similarly, insert into the 3rd stitch on the 5th time. Combine every 2 stitches once. Combine 5 times. Slip stitch forward 1 stitch on the 7th row. Pick up 1 loop in 1 stitch 4 times. On the 4th time, pick up in the 3rd stitch. Combine every 2 stitches once. Combine 4 times. Then 1 slip stitch per stitch. Work 4 stitches. On the 4th stitch, work in the 3rd stitch. This completes 1 petal. This small petal consists of 7 rows. Rows 1-3 are worked in the 1st stitch. Row 4 is worked in the 2nd stitch. Rows 5-7 are worked in the 3rd stitch. So it's 3 stitches per petal. Then slip stitch forward once. Starting from here, let's work another petal. 3 stitches per petal. This round has 5 petals total. The working method for each subsequent petal is identical. Repeat this petal's crocheting. Follow this petal's crocheting. Work the remaining 4 petals. Starting from here, make 4 chain stitches. Then repeat rows 1-7 of this petal. We won't explain the repeating part. Complete it on your own. After completing 5 petals, slip stitch forward once. Join with a slip stitch to the starting stitch. Slip stitch forward. Make 3 slip stitches. This is the first stitch. Insert the hook into the 2nd stitch position. 1 stitch corresponds to 1 slip stitch. Make 3 slip stitches. After making 3 slip stitches, work single crochets. Make 1 single crochet in each stitch. We can see the V shape on this side. Each V shape counts as one stitch. This V shape is a bit twisted. Work at the chain space. Second single crochet. Third, fourth, fifth single crochet. After making 5 single crochets, make a slip stitch at the large space. Work 1 single crochet per stitch for 5 stitches. Then 4 slip stitches. The fourth slip stitch joins directly at the bottom of the petal. This completes the edging for one petal. Let's demonstrate again. First slip stitch to the bottom of the next petal. Then work 3 slip stitches upward. Work 1 single crochet per stitch for 5 stitches. One slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet per stitch. Work 5 stitches. Work 1 slip stitch per stitch for 4 stitches. The fourth slip stitch joins directly at the bottom of the petal. Repeat this process. Complete the remaining 3 petals. Once all 5 petals edges are completed, weave the yarn loop directly to the back. Thread through. Pull to the wrong side. Find the middle stitch corresponding to the petal on the left side. Then pull the yarn loop out from here. Start crocheting the second layer of petals from here. Chain 6. Then pick up strands on the wrong side. Pick up a total of 6 strands. Pick up once per stitch. For the 6th strand, pick up at the first stitch position again. Merge every 2 loops once. Crochet 6 times. This completes the first row. For the second row, chain 1. After chaining, on the back of the chain. Similarly, pick up strands once per stitch. Pick up strands a total of 7 times. For the 7th loop, pick up at the first stitch position again. Merge every 2 loops once. Merge 7 times. Second row completed. For the third row, pick up strands on the wrong side of the 7 stitches. Pick up 7 times. Similarly, insert the hook into the first stitch. Pick up the 7th stitch. Merge every 2 stitches once. Merge a total of 7 times. Third row completed. For the fourth row, slip stitch forward 1 stitch. Then pick up 1 loop per stitch. Pick up 6 loops. For the 6th loop, insert into the second stitch. Merge every 2 stitches once. Merge 6 times. For the 5th row, make 1 chain stitch. Pick up loops once per stitch. Pick up 7 loops. For the 7th time, go to the next stitch, which means insert into the third stitch and pull up the loop. Merge every 2 stitches once. Merge 7 times. For the 6th row, pick up 1 loop per stitch. Pick up 7 loops. The 7th loop is also picked up in the third stitch. Merge every 2 stitches once. Merge 7 times in total. For the 7th row, slip stitch forward 1 stitch. Pick up 1 loop per stitch, pick up 6 loops. The 6th loop is also pulled out from the 3rd stitch. Merge every 2 stitches once, work 6 times. Then work a slip stitch in 1 stitch, crocheting 6 stitches. The 6th stitch is worked in the 3rd stitch. The petals of the 2nd layer are also worked in 3 stitches. Worked 7 rows. The first 3 rows are worked in the 1st stitch. The 4th row is worked in the 2nd stitch. The following 3 rows are worked in the 3rd stitch. Refer to this petal crocheting for guidance. Finish the remaining 4 petals. Complete the first round of 5 large petals. Let's work the second round of the large petals. Insert the hook into the 1st stitch of the 1st petal at the bottom. Slip stitch. This is the 1st stitch. This is the 2nd stitch. We start at the 2nd stitch. Begin working slip stitches from here. Work a total of 5 slip stitches. Starting from the next stitch, work 1 single crochet in each corresponding stitch. Work 5 single crochets. In the middle chain space, work a slip stitch. Then work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Work 5 single crochets. Then work 1 slip stitch in each stitch. Work 6 slip stitches. The 6th stitch is worked at the bottom of this petal, which is where we inserted the hook to start this petal. This completes the second round of 1 petal. Next, work on the second petal using the same method. First, work a slip stitch. Transition to the second petal. Slip stitch at the bottom of the second petal. This horizontal loop is the slip stitch from the previous round, and this is actually the first stitch of this round. Insert the hook into the second stitch. Work 1 slip stitch in each corresponding stitch. Work 5 slip stitches. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Work 5 single crochets. Then work a slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Work 5 single crochets. Then work 1 slip stitch in each stitch. Work 6 slip stitches. The 6th slip stitch is worked at the bottom of this stitch, which is where we started crocheting the petal. Continue with a slip stitch to move on to the next petal. Follow the same method to complete the remaining 3 petals. For the 5th petal, slip stitch to the end. Make 1 chain stitch and cut the yarn. Weave the yarn tail into the wrong side of the petals. Next, cut a piece of green yarn tail. Use the needle to pick up this loop. Each time you pick, pay attention to this small loop, then pick up this small loop, and try to pull the yarn tail. It's similar to making a small chain stitch. Then pick up the chain stitch. This will loosen the yarn tail. After picking it up, the yarn can be pulled into single strands, meaning pull it into 2 strands like this. After pulling, thread these 2 strands onto the sewing needle. Thread it at the tail position. Tie a knot at the yarn end. Here it's equivalent to having 4 strands. Tie a knot at the yarn end. Next, between the 2nd row and 3rd row, through the chain space in the middle, pass the needle through. After passing through, then from the small chain space in front, pull the needle down. After pulling down, thread the needle through the middle of the knotted yarn tail. Pull tight. Secure the yarn end here, then pass the needle through like this. After passing through, hold the needle like this, then wrap the yarn around the needle. Make this loop slightly loose, but not too big, just enough for the tail of the needle to pass through. Wrap it about 10 times in total. After wrapping, give the needle a slight turn, gently tighten the loops, pull it out from here. Now the pistil shape is formed. Then pass through from underneath. After passing through, come up from this position on the wrong side. Once it comes up, adjust it. Lay it flat. Next, skip 3 rows to the side. Draw through from here. Using the same method, wrap the yarn around about 10 times. Slightly twist the hook. Make it a bit tighter. Pull the yarn through. Then go down through the middle. Come out from the side. Move to the next petal. Repeat the process. When the hook is hard to pull out, slightly loosen the loop. Twist the hook back to loosen it. Twisting it this way will tighten it. Twisting it this way will loosen it. Follow this method. Embroider 2 pistils on each petal. Complete the rest on your own. When you finish 1 strand of embroidery thread, tuck the yarn tail inside. The same process applies when you're done. After tucking it inside, on the wrong side at any position, tie a knot with this thread. Make 1 round like this, then draw the yarn tail through here. Cut it off. Secure the knot. Hide this small yarn tail. All 5 petals are completed. After securing the embroidery thread on the wrong side, bring the needle out through the middle. Place the pistil in the middle position like this. Then insert through this chain space. Sew it together. Sew several more stitches. I placed about 15 pistils here. After sewing the flower core, hide all yarn tails, align the 2 corners of the main part. Insert crochet hook under the chain stitch of this corner, then go through the other corner and finish with a slip stitch. Work one slip stitch in each stitch. Go through both fabric pieces at the same time. Slip stitch once every 2 stitches. Slip stitch to the ending position. After finishing, make a chain stitch and break the yarn. Use a sewing needle to hide the yarn tail. Hide it along the fabric grain. Next, from the left side of the sewn edge, work on the single piece for crocheting. We leave the bag opening position. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Pull the yarn through. Start working slip stitches from here. Work a total of 8 slip stitches. Then work 8 chain stitches for the buttonhole. Return to the same position. Work 1 slip stitch to secure. Then slip stitch forward 10 stitches. Slip stitch to both edges and align this corner. We start crocheting the hanging loop at the middle position. Work 30 chain stitches. Return to the same position. Work 1 slip stitch to secure. Then work 1 slip stitch into the next stitch. Work along this edge. Work to the corner position. Stop when reaching the last stitch of this edge. Align these 2 corners together. Insert the hook at the corner position. Work 1 slip stitch. Insert the hook into the first stitch of this edge. Match every 2 stitches together. The first stitch on this side is smaller. Don't miss it. Work 1 slip stitch per stitch. Work along this edge matching the stitches. Sew together by matching every 2 stitches. Sew to the end. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. Hide this yarn tail into the fabric with a sewing needle. Turn the work over and hide the yarn tail the same way, just like making the cherry blossom pistil. Divide the yarn into strands, then sew the button opposite the buttonhole. Next, let's learn how to crochet the bud. The bud consists of the calyx, petals and other accessories. First, crochet the calyx part. Cast on an adjustable magic ring. Insert the hook into the ring. Pull the yarn through. Chain 3 as the turning chain for the double crochet. Work 9 double crochets into the ring. Beginners mark the first double crochet position. For easy slip stitch, join at the end. After completing 9 double crochets, pull the loop tight. Pull the yarn tail, then tighten the pulled strand. Finally, pull the yarn tail to tighten all loops. Join with a slip stitch in the first double crochet. Cut the middle yarn tail directly. Chain 3 in each of these 3 chain stitches. Work an incomplete double crochet, yarn over and insert hook. Draw through the yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and insert hook in next stitch. Draw through the yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and insert hook in next stitch. Draw through the yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Chain 3, work a slip stitch under the side loop. Now we've crocheted a 3 chain hook tooth stitch, then chain 3, slip stitch at the position of the 3rd double crochet, slip stitch forward 1 stitch. Repeat this leaf petal crocheting. Chain 3, first double crochet position. Work an incomplete double crochet, 2nd stitch also an incomplete double crochet, 3rd stitch also an incomplete double crochet, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 3 chain picket stitch. Chain 3, slip stitch at the position of the 3rd double crochet, slip stitch forward 1 stitch. Crochet the remaining petal using the same method. After completing the last petal, chain 1 directly, pull the yarn tail long and break the yarn. Weave the yarn tail under the petals using a sewing needle. Cut off the excess yarn tail. Now crochet the petals. Adjustable magic ring. Leave the yarn tail longer. Make this ring larger. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Chain 4. Work in the back loop of the chain stitch. Insert into the first stitch and pull through. Insert into the second stitch and pull through. Insert into the third stitch and pull through. Insert into the ring for the 4th stitch. Pull the yarn through. There are 5 loops on the hook. Combine every 2 loops once. Work 4 times. Chain 1. Now pull out 5 loops. Pull out the 5th loop in the ring. Combine every 2 loops and pull through once. Pull through 5 times in total. On the 3rd row, pull out 5 loops the same way, 1 loop per stitch. Pull out the 5th loop in the ring. Combine every 2 loops once. Work 5 times. Slip stitch forward on the 4th row. Start with yarn in the next stitch, pull out 4 loops in total. Pull out the 4th loop in the ring. Combine every 2 loops once. Work 4 times in total. Then work 1 slip stitch per stitch. Work 4 slip stitches. Work the 4th slip stitch in the ring. Now we've crocheted 1 petal. Crochet 2 more petals using the same method. The crochet technique is identical to this petal. We won't repeat the instructions. Please refer to this petal. Crochet the remaining 2 petals. After completing the 3rd petal, make a chain and fasten off the yarn. Pull the ring tight. Pull this yarn tail. As you pull, you'll see 1 loop moving. Then pull the moving yarn tail again. Tighten the ring 1 last time. Hide these 2 yarn tails in the middle. Place the flower core between these 2 yarns. You'll need about 10 flower cores. Don't cut these 2 yarns. We'll use them later. Cut another piece of yarn for the hanging loop. Let's talk about how to thread beads onto the hanging loop. The hanging loop is a piece of yarn folded in half. The kit comes with a beading needle. Thread either yarn tail onto the beading needle. First thread one side through the bead. After threading through, thread the other yarn onto the beading needle. Then thread through again. Now both yarns are threaded through the bead. Then insert the hook through the calyx. in this direction. Pull the yarn tail through here. Use the same method for petals as for the calyx. First thread the bead, then thread the calyx followed by the petal. After pulling through, place the bud on the main part. Like this. Pull out this loop. Tie it securely after pulling out. After tying, pull the yarn tail we just made. Then adjust the height. After adjusting the height of the bud, take these two hanging loops of the bud and tie them together with the two yarn tails from the pistils. Tie a knot. Pay attention to keep the pistils separated. Don't tie them inside. Once adjusted to your desired height, tighten this knot. After tightening, trim the excess tails. Make 2 more buds using the same method. After completing all the steps, tidy up the petals with your hands. That's all for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching.